here we are. This is SLV. We have a brand new MMT named David. And David was given pre-market limit orders that if it broke through key levels, the SLV, that when it hit a top, it was going to roll over. So, David, why don't you explain it, please?
Well, I followed the move up, and when I got the indications from our machine to tell me to do something different, I did it, and it paid off. I was able to. I got stopped out a couple times, but I got right back in, and I enjoyed a good move down on that. And
so where was the move? If you can see my screen, where was your short entry at?
Okay, I wasn't there. I was over towards the earlier in the day.
Right here? Or were you doing the breakout, catching the smaller moves?
Yeah, right in through there.
Right in
through
here?
The breakout.
Oh, right here?
Okay, what time is that?
That's 15:51.
At high noon, I was shut down.
Oh, okay. So where was your short? Had to be up here toward the highs, you said. So it had to be right in here.
Right.
During that teeny high consolidation. It couldn't break it. Weren't you given certain limit orders at these tops right here that you can see? That's where your entries were. What was the entry price on the short side?
On the short side, I think it was at 57.
That's the high of the day.
Right.
And where did you get that price from?
I got it from you.
Okay. So the high of the day on the SLV was 37.57. Then once you got into it, what were you using to make your decisions, even with these little 369 bars up before it collapsed? Look at that big collapse.
Well, the IR had an indication of falling down, so I just kind of followed it down.
That's this over here, IR right here. So that was going down in value.
Right.
Okay. What else did you notice that helped you make a decision in this platform? Did you know anything about the bid and ask ratio dropping in value? You had a 0.55 on the high here. Have you learned how to use these?
No.
Okay. So
I've pretty much been working off the IR, and usually I get stopped out. I keep my stops pretty close.
Right. Well, you've only been on the trading status for about 5 days, but you're learning how to associate that. So when you make the peak here, this starts to fall, this current ratio high, when that makes a peak and doesn't go higher, and it starts to come down, if it comes up to it but it doesn't go higher, then that's when you know you're putting in these market tops using this here. Okay?
Right.
And so you're going to learn how to use that effectively. And if this is falling from the highs off the value, that's how you're going to have these big down moves that you were shorting today. But you did very excellent, because once you got the short up here, you had this big long down move. How much of this down move did you get?
I got all of that.
You got the whole thing from the top
Pretty much. I was stopped out once, so I got right back in.
Okay, you were probably stopped out here in the 369 up. Yeah,
Right.
You're going to learn what that means. When this is narrow range price movement up and you have an immediate red bar and it starts to follow through, you know that you got a long ways to go down. That this is narrow on the up, met with the sell bar here. You see that?
Right.
And that would have meant that this ratio that you've learned would have been dropping still, and that your bid and ask ratio, the farther that you fall from this high, 0.55, it went all the way down to negative 0.5. And each one of these teenies were 12 pennies. So basically, let's take a look at how much that move was. You got it all the way down here. Where was your exit at?
I got stopped out, I think, right
in there.
That big green bar right at the
here.
bottom.
Oh, nice. Because this half bar, you started to go up above the half bar, and you learned me say before, that's when you you buy the cover to get out of this thing. Is that what happened here?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Then when you came down in here, you just had some narrow ranges. But look at here, we made another lower low at the end of the day. Look at that. Did you ever trade it a second time?
I'm not sure if I was back up and running at that time. That's when my man came and did the monitors.
Oh, good.
And then I basically got beat up pretty good in the getting out towards the end of the day. I just couldn't.
Right.
It wasn't something I could identify there.
Okay, well, we're going to help you identify when to cover and when to get these moves long, but you did cover down here in this green bar, and that's the good thing to do. So you just didn't sit in it and do nothing and let it go way back up against you and give your short sell, because you got the top all the way down into the bottom. So learning how this is and learning what some of the volatility is, because you've only been here 5 days, you're doing excellent, Mr. David.
I tried to keep my stops about a teeny back.
Okay.
And maybe like 2 or 3 pennies up above it.
Uh-huh.
And that seemed to work pretty good for me. I don't know if that's the way to do it, but it seemed to work.
Well, yeah, there are different things that you'll try out, and as long as you tell me what they are, then we'll know how to add that, incorporate that in here. So a teeny is a good stop, 12 cents. Sometimes if a teeny is 50 cents, though, you would narrow it to a half teeny. We'll teach you that low teenies, the lower the teeny range, like this, it's not real contracted. It's not like it's a 6-cent teeny, but even at 12 cents, you got the right idea with this kind of silver move. The reason why the movement was the way that it was today, we made the lower low here. We started a reversal. These were just short cover volatility moves up to go long is all. And then you got back into this once again. 2 teenies up, 2 teenies down, and then it breaks down. Bam. Just like MCP did. We were comparing that chart with it earlier. So the thing about it is just learning the identification. But getting short like that, knowing how to get down there at the bottom, something's clicking in your first 5 days. Good job, Mr. Beard.